This is for all you lovers out there, because I know that you all are earth angels. Earth angels, will you be mine? Welcome.
So let's talk a little bit about this film. It's the 40th anniversary, and
Years ago.
when you were making the first Back to the Future, did you feel like it was going to be something special, or is that a realization that came afterwards once you'd seen the film?
It didn't even happen when I saw the film. When we were doing it, it was just the most fun you could have had in a studio, because it was also the newest thing that they were shooting in the film, because they'd had Eric Stoltz before and they had to replace him, reshoot everything with Michael J. Fox. But when they got to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, it was the first new thing that they were shooting. So the crew, the producers, Spielberg, everybody was kind of, this is going to be good, because we've got a big, huge set and we've got over 100 extras and we've got live musicians on stage. So it was the most fun to be shooting, because for me, I hadn't even seen the whole script. So all I really knew was there was this dance and there was going to be this phone call and there was going to be this guitar playing. So it was extremely exciting. And I didn't, then I saw it in the movie theaters in July. And then I promptly went along with my life and went away and did some other things. I did a series for Disney called Adventures in Wonderland. If you ever see that, I played Tweedledee. and then lots of theater. I do lots of theater. So I was gone. And then I went to Minneapolis, where I was teaching for the last 20 years at McAllister College, when Donald Fullilove, who plays the mayor, just gave me a drop call out of the blue saying, do you know that they're looking for you all over the world for Back to the Future? And I would go, what do you mean? And then I went out for the 20th anniversary to an event that was in the gym where we shot the scene, and there were all these people in cars, and I'm going, what the devil is all of this? Then I discovered, oh, this is a major cultural event that I got to be a part of. So I'm really happy that, these 40 years later, that I'm getting to revisit all the stories, but also get to reconnect with fans who are the reason that we're here.
No, of course. And you did mention the Enchantment Under the Sea dance.
Yes.
And when you're on a set, you're focusing on kind of what you're filming. There's a whole bunch of moving parts and stuff like that.
Yes.
So when you saw the final scene, and within the context of the movie, you saw the gravity of that moment between George and Lorraine that you're
Right.
basically a generational soundtrack for. What was that like when you kind of got to see the whole thing come together?
Well, it was great that because you have the whole audience cheering when they're kissing, and I'm in the midst of singing Earth Angel, and that was like, what the amazing. And of course, as we called it, the $10,000 shot where his hand is starting to disappear, which, 1985 was not the technology that we have today where you can make that effect on your phone. So that was another amazing event to see on screen. And then, of course, to actually have Johnny Be Good be this whole huge production number with him running around, sliding across the stage. The phone call to Chuck, which came out of the blue, which also got a huge roar of applause from the audience. So I got to make some people mad because they were saying that you say that Michael J. Fox created Johnny Be Good. I want to go, it's a movie. It was a cool idea that Bob Gale and Bob Zemeckis had that actually worked. It was more fun.
Well, and yeah, and I mean, even like you mentioned with Earth Angel, you kind of obviously, I believe it's the Penguins that originally did that
Yes.
song, but you are to at least a modern generation for sure, kind of that's your song. Like that's
Well,
such a unique thing.
I have had people say that when you Google Earth Angel, that my version in Back to the Future will rise to the top of the list there. So I know that it has had a little bit of, attention being paid to it. One of the gifts that I always get is when I'm at a con or at a fan event, there are people who come up to let me know that they got married to my version of Earth Angel. So then I'll say, give me your phone, and I'll start singing it, and I'll make them dance, and then they start to cry because it's so special, and I just love that. It makes people happy.
Yeah, with the different cast reunions, and I'm sure you have been asked to do plenty of personal events and functions. How many times do you think you've sang Earth Angel? And are you tired of it yet, or do you still have that love for the song?
We have me and Donald, who plays the mayor. We tend to show up together. We're the Black to the Future guys, and we tend to show up. We listen to all of the fans that come up, and then he will turn on his Bluetooth with the soundtrack, and I will sing. So I've sung it well over 500 times, and no, I am never tired of it. And I'm so lucky that I can still sing it in the same key as in the movie on the soundtrack from 40 years ago.
Well, that's quite impressive.
And I'm also lucky that I got to, it was like, went to the album went gold. So I got a gold record.
That's a pretty cool thing that you get to say. Like
Yes.
that's something that's really unique about this film is, like I said, we're celebrating the 40th anniversary right now,
Right,
and
40.
it's the staying power of it that we're in 2025, and people can watch it for the first time now, and it holds up with anything you would go and see in a modern theater. It doesn't have that cheesy old, of its time. It really works.
It still works because it's entertaining. It's about friendship. It's about falling in love. It's about fun. It's because it's a fantasy. And there are people from other countries that someone told me this about a month ago. They learned English watching Back to the Future. This kid in Italy told me that, yes, one of the ways he learned to speak English was watching Back to the Future. So we have an effect that's unexpected all around the world, and we're very excited about that. We're going to be. I don't get invited to a lot of them because I don't think that organizers or promoters or Comic Cons really know what to do with me. Because I have a kind of like a little niche in there of what I do and how it affects people. But I found that whenever we do show up, it's an amazing moment that we get people who probably have not come out of their their hovels except to come see the show, to come see us and meet.
Well, I did want to talk to you a little bit about the second film very quickly, because, again, and the unique aspect of this film is you have to come back and basically reenact your own performance after some time had passed between the first one. How was that, basically having to redo the same scenes that you'd shot back to the first film?
What actually happened was they had to build a soundstage, or build within a soundstage, the backstage angle so that we weren't the onstage audience. It was as if the camera was backstage, so that I was coming off to make the phone call while Michael J. Fox was climbing up, the 55 was climbing up and over the band. And there was one scene that they shot where Marvin saw both Martys, looking back and seeing the Marty on stage and the Marty climbing over, and then doing nah, and then going to do the phone call. So once again, it was 89 when we filmed number 2. So there was still a matter of programming the computers of the cameras to match the scenes from 1. So when they went around the corner, it could be the same look.
And like I said, like you mentioned, that's something that could be done in, flip of a hat nowadays. But back then, it's quite a technological marvel for sure.
Yeah, back then it was magic.
Well, thank you very much for talking to me, Harry.
Have a great time.
I know that you have an upcoming appearance at Niagara Falls Comic Con here in Canada.
December 6th or 8th. It's one of those days.
I believe it's December 6th, and a couple of the other cast members are going to be joining you for that as well.
Yep. I know that the mayor's going to be there, which is always my favorite. We have a great time together. We have fun, and so the fans have fun.
That's what it's all about.
That'd be great.
So congratulations on 40 years.
Thank you so much.
Here's to 50, I guess,
Here's
will
the
be the next
50.
big
We're going to
celebration.
still be
So
doing this in 10 years. All right, my friend.
have a very good one, sir.